Hey everybody, how's it going? It's like totally looking for something. And it hit like start before yes. Anyway, how are you doing? I hope everyone's doing fantastic. I figured I might as well just come on real quick. I just finished with my talk at the World Divination Association about creating a joy map, finding joy. And if you'd like to, it's a complete charity event. So if you'd like to check it out, and there's some raffles and all that good stuff, go World Divination Association on Facebook, and you can get all the details there. Anyway, so I figured let's do some readings for every sign of the zodiac for our week ahead. Because, we're kind of getting into our super busy season, lots of stuff going on, lots of energy going on. Why not? Why not make it a little easier with a little guidance? And ignore my hair right now because her and I are not talking. So she's anyway. I hope everyone's doing good. I have Manifesting by the Moon, which I have a QR card down there, is coming out in February, like in just a couple months, which is crazy to me. Crazy, crazy. So I've been lining up, some podcasts and stuff. So if any of you have a podcast out there and you'd like to talk about my book, then send me a message. Let's chat. And I'm going to be doing some lives. I'm going to do a Q&A probably in January if the holidays are over. Just talking about the book. If you have any questions about the book, what's in the book, how it works, all of that. So it is up for pre-order right now, and pre-orders really do help out. And so do that. Send it as a gift to someone. All right, let's get to it. I'm going to use my Stardust Wanderer Tarot deck. So this deck also, I do have it on Amazon just because for the shipping part of it, it's just easier for me. I was getting like slaughtered with that. And there are only less than 200 left. I haven't done a count lately, but they are on Amazon, and that's the only place I'm selling them right now. Um, and I know people are like, "Oh, I send them to Amazon, and then they ship them out, and it just makes it easier for my life." And because there's some decks that I would ship out that were like $5 to ship, and then there was some that I paid like $30 to ship. Then we got tariffs, we got all that other stuff going on. Yeah. So, but there aren't many left. And I actually just saw the box for the second edition that US Games is doing, the mass market edition. So, and it's super awesome. And I really encourage you to grab one of these if you want the first indie version. And because once the US Games version comes out, we are not selling these guys anymore. And there aren't many left. So this would be the time to grab it. Great gift. Um, and that's it. So let's get started. Aries. So for Aries, we have the moon. So for you this week, it's all about kind of the hidden emotions that might be bubbling up. And when we have a lot going on, that can really happen. So I think this card is really more about paying attention to those, um, emotions that might be coming up instead of just like bypassing them. So sorry, Aries, you gotta see what's going on. That brings us next to Taurus, and Taurus, we got the Three of Oars. So oars are wands. So really for you, Taurus, it's about making a decision. And the moon is there, and the moon is constant, and it's to me too, I feel like it's almost like an emotional decision. Like you have options, and maybe all the options are good, but you really haven't like made one direct um decision about it yet. I think it's time. That brings us to Gemini. All right, Geminis. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So, Gemini, you have a lot of things happening. There's a lot going on. And the wheel is moving, things are moving. And it's kind of one of those things you have to start getting a plan in place, or the wheel's just going to move how it's going to move. So, if you want to be in charge of how it goes, you need to really start making some solid big actions. And that brings us to Cancer. So for our Cancers, we have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords. So again, a moving energy. So maybe just some moving thoughts going on that are kind of getting in the way. Or you may just be at odds with somebody who is really, you want them to agree with you, but they're not agreeing with you. And it's really starting to annoy you. So I feel like it's one of those things like you need to both look at it from a different perspective, and then that will help to resolve that issue. All right, Leo. Leo is the Two of Swords. So a lot of people making decisions, a lot of big decisions happening. And I feel like this is more, Leo, like you're getting in your own head, you're getting in your own way about a decision and about maybe some kind of looping thoughts. So, you know what? Bring it back to basics, make a pros and cons list of each thing, and then get up and do what you got to do. Virgos. All right, Virgos. Virgo is the magician. I feel like for you, Virgos, this is a reminder that you have everything you need to do what you have to do. And I also feel like that it's a card that's kind of reminding you that, especially if you like this time of year, like you are the person that brings the magic to wherever you're at. So remembering that and harnessing that energy because it's very Virgo like and it will be very satisfying for you. And I think too that sharing the magic with others is really important because there may be some people out there who are not having the best time right now. And I feel like you can definitely help them out. Libra. Libra, we have the Four of Oars. And Libra, it's time for you to just celebrate. It's time for you to just take a minute, celebrate the people around you, those who have stuck by you, those who have shown you that they're there for you. That's so important. So I think for you, it's just taking that step back from everything going on and being grateful for your people. Or also too that if you feel like you don't have a lot of people, I feel like this is almost like a sign like some good people are going to come into your life. Scorpio, Six of Swords. So, Scorpio, it's really about letting things just be and leaving behind um, those nagging thoughts that that aren't serving you. You tend to get lost in those. And I feel like by doing that, it's keeping you from your joy. And so it's kind of like taking all the good stuff, leaving all the bad stuff behind and moving on. All right, Sagittarius. We have the Five of Chalices. So, Sagittarius, maybe things haven't been going the way you want them to go. And you are just really getting stuck in that right, nothing ever goes right in my life kind of energy. And I feel like for you too, practicing gratitude and changing up your routine would really be helpful to move out of that energy. Next, we have Capricorns. The Hierophant. So Capricorns, I feel like this card, you are the Hierophant, which makes sense. And I feel like that you are the one that can really be somebody's guiding light right now, somebody who's struggling, somebody who may not feel like they have a direction. So if somebody comes to mind when I'm saying this, give them a little nudge, nothing forceful, just kind of let them know that you're there and offer your support. Next, we have Aquarius. Page of Coins. So for you, Aquarius, you got the Page of Coins. So you know what? It's just showing them what you have, showing me what you got. You are very resourceful. You can do the things, you can figure out the things, and you can kind of spot twist when you need to. And I think that's going to really come in handy right now. And just remember that about yourself, that you can do that, that you can shift and change as needed. And that is your superpower. Last and not least, we have Pisces. So for our Pisces friends, we have the Nine of Chalices. So with the Nine of Chalices, it's just really being grateful for how this year went for you, good, bad, in between. And I think it's that practicing gratitude and really checking in with yourself, with your emotions, and moving into the next year. How do you want it to look, and building that for yourself. All right, everyone. So yeah, so that is a quick run through of all the signs of the zodiac for the next week ahead. And I hope you have a wonderful, calm, peaceful, happy weekend. Bye, everyone.